This past weekend, I was at OpenSauce. And if you're not familiar with what OpenSauce is, it is pretty much the convention that you'll want to attend if you're interested in engineering. There are entire sections of the expo that are oriented around aerospace engineering, game development, hardware development, including robotics, and just so much more. If you're into science and technology, this is the mecca of events that you can probably attend. Even every single one of the sponsors seem to be oriented towards facilitating access to robotics, to being able to 3D print whatever you might need to bring your creations to life. I left feeling incredibly inspired by all of the booths that were there. So if it is something that you're considering, I would highly recommend looking into it. I will say, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me that kind of surprised me was I think the expo itself was outstanding. If you're going there to meet your favorite creator, you are probably not going to see them. There's a bit more of a separation I found between creators and the general expo experience, just from my comparison to my experience at TwitchCon, where it becomes very heavily integrated and is very like community centric in that way. A lot of creators go to TwitchCon for the explicit purpose of like making more friends, versus OpenSauce is a little bit different. The creators have kind of their own separate area where they have booths and stuff in that area. So yeah, just if you're going with that expectation in mind, you'll probably want to maybe get like a VIP badge or whatever, so you can definitely do the meet and greets after people get on stage. But a lot of creators are not like walking around the expo as much as I kind of expected. How did OpenSauce benefit you, and what part did you feel was the most informative? I thought it was really inspiring seeing what people were building. OpenSauce was very cool. I was just there to hang out with friends, but I actually ended up on stage with Prime, TJ, Code Bullet, Internet Commentary, and Doug Doug. Basically, Prime and TJ had built a live audience Super Smash Bros. Melee interactive game. So basically, the audience was prompting an LLM to teach it how to play the character to try and win. And it was very funny because it was just, obviously it's like working off of like a huge set of inputs. And so that was very entertaining. But basically each of the creators, we each had our own like team in the crowd, and we had to kind of like coach them and get them hyped up and stuff. I was Team Falcon because apparently Captain Falcon is really good for melee and is like pretty bulky, like pretty tanky and good if we're like brawling. And I figured a lot of the people were probably going to say, stay center on the platform so that you don't obviously like fall off a cliff. I figured it would be a lot of kind of like brawling in the middle. And it was very funny. The first round we destroyed. We got the Falcon Punch. I was like, you guys, we got to prioritize like Falcon Punch. We got to hit that when they're all clumped together. The guy finally Falcon Punches all three of the other opponents, just yeets them off the stage. It was very fun. That was at OpenSauce, not TwitchCon. I do think I'm going to try and maybe do something at TwitchCon, but we'll see. I noticed like streamers are very in tune with like wanting to collaborate. Like it is a good thing to have friends in the space. It strengthens your ability to like kind of put out content. It gives you more support. It, gives you fun ideas for all doing things together. But like most other platforms don't kind of reward that in the same way. I feel it made me very proud of like, I really love the streaming space. Like how special is that you can go to an event and know that people will make conversation with you, and it doesn't really matter how big your audience is or anything like that, and people are willing to make conversation. I think it's very cool.